In today's video, in the world of mixed martial arts, the heat is reaching its climax as Francis Ngannou and Jon Jones build up hype for what could be the fight of the century. However, the outcome of this fight depends entirely on one person.
I'm Dana White.
I'm the boss. I'm the boss. It's my way and no other way. End of story.
Is the UFC president ready to take a very unique step? If he does, he will give millions of fans an unforgettable match, in which the fighters must put an end to the long-standing dispute about who truly is the most dangerous fighter on the planet. So we're going to see what's all going on. Then at the end of this video, in the world of mixed martial arts, a new spark of controversy has been found caused by Nate Diaz's claims about Khabib Nurmagomedov.
What are you talking about, Nate Diaz?
The popular Diaz brother is confident that Nurmagomedov ended his career in order to avoid a rematch with Conor McGregor. And after watching a new documentary about McGregor that was released on the Netflix platform, Diaz expressed his conviction on social media. So what arguments can be made to either help support or refute this claim? We are going to take a look. But before we kick off this video, you already know what to do. I know we always ask you guys to subscribe to the channel and it's annoying, but hey, if you're not reminded, you might forget. And this is very crucial for us, so thank you very much for supporting the channel. Now, as you already know, Francis Ngannou has decided to leave the UFC, giving up his championship belt and choosing freedom, or the PFL. But later there were some different theories about the reasons for his departure. Some have argued that Ngannou's financial demands were the main factor, while others have accused him of avoiding a fight of the century. Now, according to these theories, Ngannou allegedly avoided an encounter with Jon Jones. However, recent news indicates that these two outstanding heavyweights may still get a chance to meet in the octagon. It all started with the fact that Dana White, after the end of the last UFC event, decided to pin up his former champion. He once again recalled, in his opinion, why Francis left the organization.
Francis wants to take zero risks. Doesn't want to take any chances. And he obviously didn't want to take a chance against Jon Jones.
Okay, please pause there. Please pause there. Could you imagine the fucking chutzpah of a person like Dana White sitting there and talking about a person like Francis Ngannou, a guy who, again, we don't need to rehash the whole life story, who left Cameroon with nothing, who went on a raft, who was swimming through shark-infested waters, who was arrested, who was put in jail, who was put in detention centers, who slept in a parking garage while he tried to chase his dream in France. Could you imagine saying that that guy doesn't want to take risks? Like literally, that guy put his life on the line multiple times, was put in detention centers multiple times, had to jump off rafts, had to swim, had to do all this stuff, had to live homeless. That guy doesn't want to take risks? Like, what are we talking about now?
The seasoned UFC president is well aware of how to hurt a fighter and piss him off. And in the case of Ngannou, it worked. Francis was clearly offended by what Dana had to say. Moreover, he responded to Dana and put forward a new condition, saying, if you suddenly really want the fight with Jon Jones to take place, contact PFL CEO Peter Murray. The place doesn't matter. And who is really afraid? Jon, me, or is it you? Make up your mind. Now, we agree that Ngannou responded, well, pretty crazily to the UFC president. In fact, it would not just be a simple clash of two of the greatest heavyweights, but a battle between two different promotions, where there is a struggle for the title of who's the best.
I will always, and still this day, I'm like, if ever there is an opportunity to fight Jon, we will do it. But I don't know how. Maybe a cross promotion. I don't know. But Jon is somebody that anyone that's looking to make a legacy in this sport would like to fight.
I do believe a Francis Ngannou fight would be worth entertaining, not retiring. Yeah, I think a Francis fight would come with some serious revenue, and that would make it worth my while. Francis is a former champion. He's pretty damn popular here in America and across the world. He's very well known, and it would bring in a lot of money. And for that, I would be willing to come back. You know, everyone's talking about Sergey. I look at Sergey as just a huge challenge, but no one knows who he is.
Yeah.
On the grand scheme of things, no one knows who he is. I think Luke Thomas said it best. He was saying that high risk, very low reward, where you could fight a guy like Francis Ngannou
does Francis leaving as the heavyweight champion, does it diminish Jon's accomplishments? Being that Jon's the champ now, but he beat the guy that Francis beat, but he did do it, Ben, much faster and much more impressively.
Yeah, so I think, listen, I think Jon can say, I'm the guy also. I don't see a problem with that. But he can't say, hey, dummy, you're clearly not the guy. That's what he can't say. He can say, I'm the baddest guy.
It's unproven.
Until it's proven. Jon might be right. Jon might be the baddest dude, for sure. He could beat Francis. But who knows? Francis could maybe win too.
Francis Ngannou was talking about potentially down the line there'll be a cross promotion between the PFL and the UFC. I'm just going to tell you right now that is never ever going to happen. It's not going to be a cross promotion. That is never ever going to happen. That's why Fedor never fought in the UFC.
Francis established himself at a no-lose position, and if Dana refuses, well, then we could say that Dana is afraid, but if he agrees and Dana takes this unprecedented step, he will be gifting MMA enthusiasts with a legendary fight. The stakes are unimaginable, but it is safe to say that the entire world of MMA will emerge as the winner. The fight would capture the attention of fans worldwide and even elevate the sport to brand new heights. It would showcase the true potential of mixed martial arts and solidify its position as one of the most exhilarating and dynamic sports in existence. The outcome of such a battle would have a lasting impact and leave an indelible mark on the history of the sport. At the end of the day, this conflict between Ngannou and Dana White is more than just a personal grudge. I am sure that they've probably already started preparing this fight between Ngannou and Jon, so we'll just have to wait a little bit longer to see what happens, and of course we will be keeping you informed. And moving on, recent statements made by Nate Diaz have caused a strong reaction in the world of MMA. Diaz claims that the former UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov ended his career in order to avoid a rematch with Conor McGregor. As an argument, he cites a new documentary about McGregor that was released on Netflix, saying, "After watching the new documentary about McGregor, I can say with confidence that Khabib has evaded revenge. Yes, Khabib is a coward." Now, at the same time, Diaz did not explain how the facts from McGregor's life prove the cowardice of the undefeated fighter, but social media exploded with discussions and disputes all on this topic. However, before drawing any conclusions, it is important to understand the circumstances.
They never asked me to fight again.
Oh, they didn't?
Of course not. Like UFC say, why we have to make this fight again? He have to win some, you have to win. Then maybe we're gonna make. But right now, you kill him for 4 rounds and you finish him, he tap. There is like no reason, like why we have to make rematch.
Khabib Nurmagomedov announced his resignation after defeating Justin Gaethje in October 2020. However, he did not immediately vacate the title, and the talk of a rematch with McGregor continued for several more months. However, the situation changed when the Irishman was defeated by Dustin Poirier. Now, Nate Diaz, without giving any specific facts, claims that the McGregor film is evidence of Khabib's avoidance of a rematch. However, without the more specific details, his statements just remain subjective. It should be noted that each fighter has the right to their own opinions and strategies in their careers, and Khabib reached an incredible heights in MMA and then ended his career maintaining a flawless record. But everyone knows the real reason that he retired. Khabib Nurmagomedov ended his career after the death of his father. Everyone knows that Khabib and his father had a special bond that extended beyond the father-son relationship. His father was his head coach, mentor, and best friend. He played a key role in shaping Khabib as a fighter and accompanied him on his journey to the UFC title. The death of his father for Khabib was a huge loss that left a deep emotional mark. He decided not to fight without him, as Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov was his inspiration, moral support, and engine of success. Khabib has achieved significant heights in his career, becoming the undisputed UFC champ and one of the most respected figures in MMA. He has financial stability, fan support, and a lot of respect from his rivals. But after the loss of his father, Khabib realized that he did not need to continue to fight for fame or material gain. He could also decide not to fight Conor McGregor in order to preserve his legacy and not give McGregor a chance at revenge. Now, Khabib has showed an example of determination, devotion to family, and personal principles, as well as a mature outlook on his career and life, having decided to retire from combat. So I don't think that he was afraid to fight Conor. And if they fought again, I believe the result would probably be the same. But what do you guys think about this? Was Khabib afraid to fight Conor? Or do you guys agree with me? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. That is all for today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to support us by liking and subscribing. And thank you very much in advance.